Sabaha everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to do a quick hands-on for you guys with the brand new Honor 20. The Honor 20 Pro is a great device, but unfortunately my time with that device was cut short. And today I have access to the Honor 20, so let's not waste any time. Let's see what makes the Honor 20 so special. Here we have the Honor 20. As you can see right here on the back, we have a quad camera setup, three main sensors on the top as well as a smaller one there. And if you notice actually that the dual tone LED flash is actually sitting inside of the camera array bump, as opposed to where we have it on the Honor 20 Pro, and it's sitting right under that secondary, well, the macro lens that's sitting there. We do have the 48 megapixel sensor here, although it's set at f1.8, not f1.4, similar to the way we have it on the Pro version. And then of course we have two additional sensors, the 16 megapixel ultra wide lens, as well as a 2 megapixel depth sensor. A little bit different than what we had there. We lost the telephoto lens, but we still have the macro lens that's sitting in there. The rest of it is you still get the new design of the new reflective glass that they have there, the Honor branding on the bottom. On the right side of the device, we have a volume rocker, the fingerprint sensor, as well as the power button. It works really good, and you can see that. It's like lock it, press it, and then unlocks. Now, it is very, very sensitive, and if you just want to unlock your display and not actually unlock the phone, you just have to press it slightly at the bottom. Of course, you can put your finger there and it unlocks. Now, the Honor 20 matches the Honor 20 Pro as far as the display size. So 6.2-inch display, 1080p panel, it's IPS LCD, and of course, we have that 32 megapixel punch hole camera on the top left. Very nice and very nicely tucked in at the top left right there. The UI that we're running here is the Magic UI 2.1, similarly to the way we have it there. Now where it changes a little bit is the amount of RAM and storage. Now this is a 6 gig RAM, 128 storage, where we have 8 gigs of RAM and 256 on the Pro. It's just a little bit different, as well as the size of the battery. We have a 3700 milliamp battery here, where we have a 4000 milliamp battery over on the Honor 20 Pro. So just a few little changes there. On the left side, we have a dual SIM card tray, no nano memory support, no memory expansion. On the top, we have the IR blaster as well as one of the microphones. On the bottom, we have the bottom firing speaker. It's a mono speaker, a single, basically the USB-C for data charge as well as audio, since we don't have any 3.5mm headphone jack. And of course, the secondary microphone, or one of the other microphones that we have for video recording. And the UI is extremely customizable. Magic UI 2.1. So the model number that I have here is the YAL-L21. We have the Magic UI 2.1 on top of Android 9.0. I have the Kirin 980 powering this device, 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage. Again, basically the 1080p IPS LCD panel, an April 1st security patch update. Customization wise, I'm running an actual theme in here, so you can go in there and customize it. You can go in and customize all your applications. One of the main benefits, of course, is the GPU Turbo 3.0 that's been pushed out. So that's one of the things that if you go under app and an app assistant, you'll be able to customize basically game acceleration using the GPU Turbo 3.0 that now supports Fortnite as well as PUBG Mobile. So it's really nice to be able to push the display and get us the best gaming experience. Of course, you can do uninterrupted gaming as well as the ability of using the controller there and then customizing the setup so that you can actually turn on peripherals, basically just launch app whenever the peripheral is connected. That's the controller, as well as knuckle gesture disabling so you don't have any accidental touches or initiating certain functionalities in there. We do have an app drawer that's installed, not a lot of applications that are installed on the device. Now the camera does have a few different changes here from what we had on the Honor 20 Pro. One of which obviously says that since we don't have a telephoto lens, we don't really have actually just true telephoto. This is digital zoom. It's not bad, but it's essentially just digital zoom that you're using in here. And of course, we still have access to the wide angle lens sensor, which is really, really nice. And we really enjoy this because we're also able to use it in video. So you'll notice there's a slight crop, and that's for stabilization, but we're able to still jump into wide angle lens as well as the digital zoom that they give us up to 2 times. Very nice. And then one of the really nice things I appreciate here is on top of the fact that we have AI optimization on both the back and the front-facing camera, and you're able to turn it on, you're able to go in there and customizing the resolution. So you can go all the way to 32 megapixel at 4:3 aspect ratio here, and then when you switch over to the back, you're able to go all the way to the 48 megapixel ultra clarity. And that uses the full potential of the sensor in the back and also makes it just so that the pictures just pop really, really nicely. And I'll play for you guys a few pictures, a picture reel that I took with the Honor 20. We have AR lenses, we have night mode, of course, portrait mode, photo mode, video, and more. You can download additional ones. And you can use the super macro. Now this is where it starts using that dedicated sensor on the back. And that gives you the ability of basically zooming in and going into really just very close to your subject. And you can see the subject and then the detail here, really, really nice. It's a little bit different than some of the ways we've seen it before where they use the wide angle lens to be able to give us that same effect. It just looks a little bit better when you have a dedicated lens here, specifically on the Honor 20 Pro. You can see right there, it just looks better when you have a dedicated lens for it. Now on video, we have the ability of going all the way to 4K at 30 frames per second. Again, that is the maximum that we have on this device. We don't have 4K 60 frames per second, unfortunately. And of course, if you switch over to the front, maximum resolution would be 16 by 9. Well, the standard 1080p or the 16 by 9 1080p. Again, capped in at 30 frames per second. Let's do a quick video sample. So here we are, a front-facing video sample on the brand new Honor 20. We're using the 32 megapixel sensor. Now the maximum resolution that we have here is 1080p at 30 frames per second for video, but this should be a good representation of what the audio and video should sound like and look like on the front-facing camera. Switching over to the back-facing sensor, we have the ability of getting up all the way to 4K at 30 frames per second. And one of the really cool things is the ability of actually switching between different lenses. So right now we're using the standard focal length and we're able to jump over to wide angle. This is a very nice flexibility to be able to jump between two different sensors while recording video and still staying at 4K at 30 frames per second. Now for a quick audio sample on the new Honor 20, we're going to go ahead and play the Alex Crindo song by NCS Release. It's a non-copyrighted song. Not bad. The audio is not as loud as I think the Honor 20 Pro has, but it definitely is loud enough for us to be able to use it. The Honor 20 keeps a lot of the benefits that we have from the Honor 20 Pro. Keep in mind, obviously, it's a little bit cheaper. We have 6 gigs of RAM as opposed to 8, as well as we have a 3700 milliamp battery as opposed to a 4000 milliamp battery. And of course, we don't have the telephoto lens. We have a 2 megapixel sensor that just basically is there for depth. So mostly just bokeh and portrait images. But I think as far as the combination, they kept the high megapixel sensor as well as the wide angle lens, which I think is a very good combo. And of course, a really nice camera on the front. We still have the 4K capability on the 30 frames per second for the back. And again, overall, the exact same experience. All the functionalities and features of Magic UI 2.1 are here on the Honor 20 at a lower price. So let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think between the Honor 20 and the 20 Pro? And would you be considering one of these two as your next upgrade? This is TK. I'll see you guys in the next video.